Hey YouTube, long time seller here, and I'm over here in my warehouse, and I'm going to show you how I take care of all the items that I receive from the bin store. Now, every single item I get, except for the ones that are new without tags, I wash, okay? I run everything through the washer, and let me show you a little bit about this process. I installed this washer dryer here in my warehouse. It didn't have one. I ran the water and electrical over here and tapped into an existing drain. But anyway, when I went to go get a washer and a dryer, I went to a appliance repair center, and I purchased a pair of these GEs. These are just plain simple workhorse machines, and that's what you want. That's what I want. I don't need all that fancy steaming and wrinkling and $800, $1,200 a set. No, I paid $275 for this set 4 years ago. All right, I run a minimum of one load a day, damn near 7 days a week. So I'm running 350, I'm gonna say 350 to 400 loads a year out of this washer and dryer, and I've had these for 4 years. Okay, so if you're gonna buy a washer and a dryer for your business, for your eBay business and washing clothes, you're gonna wash a lot of clothes. Don't run out there and get that fancy model. Get a workhorse, get a good proven brand workhorse, and these are two of the GE models here. And I'm telling you, I bought them used, and I'm already 4 years on with. And I guarantee you, I wash more clothes than any household. I've sold 33,000 items, and I bet you 28,000 have been through the wash. Okay, so anyway, now another thing I do is, let's go with detergent. Okay, I get unscented, cheap detergent. I don't want bleach in there. I don't want the scent. I don't want to spend a lot of money, and I don't use a lot of soap. When I wash my clothing, things that may have a stain or a spot, I'll put to the side and spot treat those. Everything else goes into the wash, and I use cold water, delicate cycle on everything. I don't use normal cycle. I don't use rough. I don't use hot water. I don't use harsh detergents either. I'm not looking to, I don't know how to put this. I'm not a professional cleaner, all right? And I'm not looking to restore that. I want it in good shape. I want it clean. I want it smelling good. I want it sanitized. And that's why I run it through the wash. And like I say, I run cold water only because I don't want colors bleeding. I don't want fading. And I do separate colors. Occasionally I get one item where I make a mistake and it gets mixed in and it ruins it. And that happens. I'm a dude. Give me a break. But anyway, so I use a cheap detergent. Usually what I'll use is the Arm & Hammer unscented, and it's cheap. I get it at the dollar store, and it's not harsh. I don't want anything too harsh. I don't want anything too rugged. I don't want anything with bleach in it. I don't want anything with scents and flavors, because I don't want that into my clothing in case somebody gets it and they have an allergy or something. So I use the unscented with no bleach. And I'm just looking to clean and sanitize the clothing before I list it. Anything with spots and stains, I set off to a different spot, and I'll use different types of spot treatments and stuff. And one thing I found really good with stains is this is just hand sanitizer, but this is the alcohol-based hand sanitizer, and I will take that and put it on the stain with a little bit of baking soda. And I'm treating all those clothing. I'll treat all those spots. I'll throw them in the wash here. Cold water, gentle cycle. That's what I do. And then when I run them off to the dryer, I don't put them on excessive heat. I want that low heat. I put it on the lowest heat setting because I don't want anything to shrink or get wrinkled or I'm more worried about shrinkage than anything else. So anyway, after I do that, I pull them out and I fold them flat. I have a table over here, and I just I flat lay all the clothing comes out of the dryer, and that keeps the wrinkles out of them. And then when I know that they're over there, they're ready to be listed. I can just go over there, I grab a stack, take them to the office, list them, and keep going, keep the process going. I'm feeding stuff in, feeding stuff out. That's the way it is. It's in and out, in and out. I bring my stuff in from the bin store. It gets sorted right here. I sort them on the floor. It's all going in the wash. I sort it by colors, things like that. I run it through a wash cycle, a general wash cycle, low heat, dry, gets flat laid over here, gets listed, gets photographed, is packaged. I seal my items in baggies. Matter of fact, I got one right here. This is the way I do my clothing right here. You see this? I have an inventory number. I have a thank you sticker. I love these stickers right here. I get a lot of comments on these. And I heat seal them in a bag here. All right. Then they're consecutively numbered in my inventory system. So, and then customer buys it out the door. This is my process. It comes in the door, sorted, check for stains. I'll have a separate stain pile. Gentle wash cycle, easy, soft detergents, low heat dry, flat lay, stack, list, photograph, wrap, and put my inventory number on it. And then when it sells, I pull it out, bag it, and it comes right out the door. This is my circle coming in and out, in and out. Develop your process and make sure that you want to. I take the time to wash all my bin store items except for the new tag stuff, and I do this because it cuts down on returns. The customer's happy. And when you get an item, a used item, and it's packaged like this, and you open it up and it's clean, and there's not a bunch of scent or anything like that in there, and it's nice, well presented. I just take this and I stick it right in a poly bag, and off it goes. The customer gets it, they pull it out. Here's their item, laundered, folded, thank you sticker, looks professional. And when I started doing that, my negative feedback went way down. I'm telling you, way down. Perception, that overall, when a customer gets a package, the first time they open it up and they look at it, that first impression makes or breaks your sale. So get yourself a process. Clean your items, make sure they're clean, make sure they look good, make sure they're packaged well, so when the customer gets it, he or she knows that they're buying a used piece of clothing, but you want to make it look nice. And the nicer you make it look, and I'm not putting a lot of work into this. This isn't like I have to go spend hours to do this. It doesn't. It's pretty quick, and it doesn't take long at all when you develop that process. And like I say, I have my process in to out, my in and out process here, and that's what you got to do on eBay. You want to make money? You want to make $2,000 a week? You want to make $104,000 a year? Get yourself a process where your stuff rolls in and rolls out the door, and you don't get a bunch of negative feedbacks and you don't get a bunch of returns. Because let me tell you something, when I went to this process here, not only did my negative feedback go down, my returns went down. They both dropped because of that first impression. A customer is more likely to overlook a minor flaw that you may have missed when their initial reception of the product was nice, and then they go, wow, this is nice, this looks good. If you get a piece of clothing that's wadded up in a ball and you open it up and then you find a little flaw on it, you're going to look at this closer when it's like this too. Trust me, when it comes wadded up in a ball, you're going to go, WTF, and you're going to go, oh, well, he didn't list this, so I'm going to nag him, or I'm going to return it. Okay, so you can either get your stuff wadded up in a ball, or you open up a package like this. Which would you rather have? Trust me, I received an article of clothing in the mail that I purchased off eBay that was wadded up in a ball into the smallest bag they could fit it in. And I remember the feeling I had of the first item I ever purchased off eBay. And I remember that to this day. I remember the exact shirt it was, when I bought it, why I bought it, and how I felt when I opened it. Now, I buy something like this, my feelings are going to be a lot different. And trust me, your feedback, your negatives will go down, your positives will go up, and your returns will go down. Get yourself a process. Make sure you got that cycle in and out, in and out. It's a revolving door here. We're on a treadmill. Resellers, we're on a treadmill. Just remember that, all right? Hey, I hope this helps you develop your process. You got any questions? Zip me a note in the comments. I'll let you know what I do. And I may... on down the road, I may do how I do a photographing and processing on that side there. But anyway, I wanted to show you the front door here. This is where the stuff comes in the door here. My front door is right here. Comes in the door. My car is parked right outside. I could probably spit and hit my car when I open this door. And my stuff comes straight in here because this is the first station. This is the first place. I want to prep my products, and I want my customers to receive a nice item that they're happy with. Alrighty. Hey, I hope this helps you and continue selling great in 2025.